Hi everyone, my name is Katie Wedemeyer-Strombel. I am a full-time PhD student. I study sea turtle ecology and conservation. I am also a Team Beachbody coach, so I'm an online health and fitness coach. I share how I am able to balance a healthy lifestyle with being a full-time graduate student and being a newlywed. I like to share a lot of recipes, and I see a lot of people online sharing a lot of recipes. And it came up in one of the groups I'm in recently, a recipe that had shrimp in it. And I had mentioned the importance of knowing where our seafood comes from, especially our shrimp. Shrimp fishing is something that is a little controversial in that it can result in a lot of accidental catch of non-shrimp animals. So the way that shrimp trawling generally works, just to kind of give you an idea about it, is think about a bowl of Lucky Charms and think that the shrimp that you want are only the rainbows. And so you have this big bowl of Lucky Charms and you've got the Cheerio type part in there and you've got all the different kinds of marshmallows, and the only marshmallows that you want are the Lucky Charms. Well, the way shrimp trawling kind of works is that you would basically take like a big spoon and you would just scoop along the bowl and pull up your spoon. Now, are you going to have just those rainbows? No, right? You're going to have probably several different kinds of marshmallows. You're going to have the Cheerio type cereal that's mixed in there. You're not going to get just the target that you wanted. You're going to get what we call bycatch in the fishing industry. Now, there are ways to reduce this. Think of if you used a slotted spoon and say only the rainbows didn't fit through the slots in the spoon. Well, there are certain fishing methods and precautions that can be taken by fishermen to allow certain animals to actually get out from these shrimping nets. So for sea turtles, for example, there are devices actually called turtle excluder devices, and these go inside of the shrimp trawling net. And basically it's a trap door that if a sea turtle gets caught in there, they can go out. Now, sea turtles breathe air, so they need to be able to surface to breathe their air. They can hold their breath for a while, but they don't like being trapped in the net, and they can lose their oxygen rather quickly. So just like when you look for a can of tuna that says dolphin safe, which is pretty much on every can of tuna these days, there are certain things that you can look for when you're buying seafood, both at a restaurant and also when you're buying seafood at the grocery store. So I've gotten really into eating healthy this last year, and I know a lot of healthy recipes call to eat fish. It's a really good source of protein. Now, I have personally, because I study sea turtles, I have decided that I'm not going to eat shrimp anymore, but I know that's not realistic for everyone. There's a really wonderful tool that I want to tell you about today, and it's through the Monterey Aquarium. It's called the Seafood Watch Guide. So I have a little pocket version of it, and I'm going to show you, there's an online version, there's an app for your phone, which I just discovered and is fantastic, and there's this little pocket version that you can carry with you. And the Seafood Watch Guide was developed so that it can be really easy for you to make good informed decisions on the kind of seafood that you're going to be buying. That way you are making sure that you're making, the best decision that you can, and that the seafood you're eating is having the littlest impact that it can on the whole ecosystem. Healthy oceans, of course, are important. Healthy water is important for everybody. And so the more that as consumers we can contribute to that, the better. So like I said, there are 3 different options for this Seafood Watch Guide. It's put on by the Monterey Bay Aquarium. There are ones for different regions. So there's a little pocket one, which I have here. And the basic way the Seafood Watch works is there are different, so there are different, you can see there's best choices, good alternatives, and then what to avoid. And I'm going to put up the website in just a second so we can see it more clearly. But it gives you a list of what those are. All right, so I went to seafoodwatch.org, which you can see up here. When you get there, this is what it looks like. This is the home page. And now seafood recommendations is this little second little tab up here. It talks about the app, the consumer guides. You can learn more about sushi, and then kind of how they even figure out where to put the different kinds of food or the different kinds of fish in what category. So I'm going to start at seafood recommendations. I'm going to click on consumer guides. Consumer guides. This is what I had in my hand that I showed you. Probably should have gone straight to this because I think it's easier to see. But you can download a guide to actually put in your wallet or your purse to take with you. It's got several states listed. I'm in Texas, so I'm going to click on Texas. So this is what I was showing you. This is exactly the same thing that I had printed out in my hand. It gives you the best choices, good alternatives, and then what you should avoid. And so the way that this works is there's a list of different kind of fish here. And in parentheses, it's going to tell you whether it's farmed, whether it's wild caught, and what fishery. And so if you want to buy cod, let's say, I know a lot of healthy recipes want you to use cod. It says that your best choice for cod is using cod that's caught in the Pacific. And here there's a shrimp is listed as well. It says you want Alaskan wild or you want US farmed. Other than that, you want to try to avoid shrimp. However, if we go to good alternatives, we see that Canada and US wild and Ecuador farmed are good alternatives. So if you go to the food counter or the fish counter at your local grocery store, and they should know where their fish is coming from. Usually it says, even if you buy like prepackaged or previously frozen or frozen packaged shrimp, salmon, whatever it is, it should say where it comes from. And so this gives you a really easy way to look through and see, okay, I want to buy the frozen salmon from Costco. Okay, I need to look and see if it's from Alaska or New Zealand. If it's not from there, I can then look over and see, okay, is it from California, Oregon, or Washington, and is it wild caught? What do I want to avoid? I want to avoid Atlantic farmed salmon. So it's a pretty straightforward way. And if you are looking at the packaging and you can't really tell, or if it's not clearly listed at the fish counter, you should ask the person behind the counter and they should be able to tell you where it's from. It goes the same way at restaurants. A good chef will know where his fish has come from. And so it's perfectly acceptable and encouraged for you to ask. The more people that ask, the more the restaurant is going to want to have that information, and the more conscious they're going to be about the decisions of where their seafood comes from. So if we go back to the homepage or back to the Seafood Watch, I'm going to pull up, it talks about the app. Now I just downloaded the app on my iPhone. You can get it on Android and Apple products. And this is really, really cool. I didn't know this existed until today. I just had my little paper pocket version. But the Seafood Watch app, what you can do, you download it on your phone. It's free. You can just type in whatever it is that you're looking at, and it will pop up a list of the different fisheries, and it'll have a little fish next to it that's red, yellow, or green, telling you whether to go for it, green, a good alternative, yellow, or to avoid red. So that's how the Seafood Watch Guide works. I hope that can help you. I hope that you will use it. Think about cute baby sea turtles every time you use it, and just make it part of your routine. We can all make a difference. We all have the potential to have an impact, and it really starts with the consumer. So asking these questions, sharing this knowledge with others is really something that we can all do to help. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. I hope it was helpful. Please connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/TurtleGirlFitness.